Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. Thanks for joining us. My name is E.R. Wolf, one of the co-founders here at LFI, and this is our Monday Sprint Planning Motivational Monday meeting. Guy, I don't know if you've posted those two things yet, or if we just want to kick off talking this Monday about these. I know we're in what feels like already well on our way into February here. And guys, we know February is the month of Valentine's Day. It really is the month of celebrating love. And Guy, in my mind, the world needs a little bit more love, right? And how we show our love to people. And one of the things that we've been talking about for the theme for February really is celebrating love of the digital age, guys. You've heard Guy say this, things aren't getting any less digital. Every single call and every single meeting that I'm in, we're talking more and more how technology plays a role in helping us do the things that we want to do. And guys, I'm thinking back, Guy, just what's the glaring contrast? Do you remember like the 16th and 1700s? They'd be like writing love letters. They'd probably be writing sonnets to each other to express their love. And that written form of communication was essentially the baseline. You fold it up, you seal it with a wax seal, and you sort of send it out on its way. And what's so crazy is we're still talking about communication, but the channels in which we communicate, the speed in which we communicate, the way in which we communicate has completely expanded. And Guy, before I sort of kick it over to you to add in on these thoughts, the crazy part about that expansion is there are pros and cons to it. The pro is that we've decreased the amount of time it takes for us to be in front of somebody, us to express something to somebody. It is now global and it is now in real time. Okay, that's what's massively powerful about the digital age. What is the challenge? It's global and it's in real time, and it's from 1,000 different channels that any one of us are all subscribed to. So we've opened up the fire hose of noise on us, and not only are people sharing their love with us in a way, right? The noise of everything else and people trying to share everything else with us is bombarding us from every single angle. And I think why is this important? Because we want to talk about the impact of social technologies in our relationships and how we're going to support those relationships. And these are business relationships. These are every relationship that we can have. So, Guy, I know you've got some thoughts to this, so I'm going to hand it over to you. Go ahead, my friend.
So here's the title. Theme of the month. This is what we're going to follow on, this week's topic, and I'll tell you the topic, but the theme of the month is Tech Your Heart. Celebrating love of the digital age. So, going into this, we wanted to think of something that falls into February, and here we know that we're just over a week away from Valentine's Day, and love shouldn't be focused on one day. My thought, it should be focused on every day, and how can we expand that, and the impact that we are now seeing in the social digital age is crazy. How fast you can reach and connect with people, and the interactions that we have. We can communicate, we can build relationships, we can meet in meetings like this or one-on-ones within video message platforms that weren't available 10, 15 years ago. And, there's pros and cons to it. Like you had mentioned, ER, that the pros are that we're right here. We can meet with people all across the country. We can build relationships. We can build rapport. But also, I think a negative aspect, because you have to look at both sides of it, is instant gratification. I think instant gratification is something that has happened so much in today's world, with business, with success, with I'm instantly going to meet this individual and we're going to build a relationship.
Yep.
It's just not how it works. It really does. The old way of meeting and introducing yourself and talking with people will always be the most effective way to do things. Otherwise, if technology keeps advancing, it will do it for us. And we'll never build a relationship, and it will all just be digital. And so being able to say that there is a differentiation, there is a difference, that we have to draw a line in the sand and say building relationships is based on having communication, word of mouth, talking, that not texting, not emailing, it's talking. And it may be in a virtual setting or it may be in real life. But that's where relationships are built. We don't want to get catfished here in business. We don't want to have the same things happen in relationships, right? You talk about the pros and cons of technology, and there's a show out there called Catfish, based on technology, allowing people to think that they're building a love relationship, and then they're sending people money, and it's someone totally different. You think you're talking to a female, and you're actually talking to a male that's trying to get all your money out of your account, and it's what happens. And so those are scary aspects of technology. So the pros and cons of how we do things, and a big focus through the love of technology is to say that there's a time and place for it.
That's right.
But there's a time and place for relationships, and there's a time and place to meet people where they're at, because that's human beings need interaction. We can't always sit in our office. We have to go interact. I know you've met James face to face. We've had those types of meetings. We've been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, in the past year. And these are the types of things that we know that we're going to be expanding into, especially when we're talking networking, right? We've been focusing on our Wednesday networking and how those are growing, and it's all digital. There is going to be a time, there is a grand picture of making it face-to-face, of doing these through certain regions within the United States, in certain cities, to provide a way for people to come together and do that relationship building. But then when they leave, they can communicate and they can continue to build their relationship with technology.
Yeah, Guy, I think this topic is so spot on and so important right now in this day and age. And I really want to just take a little bit of time to discuss this, because we talk about globalization, we talk about the ability to connect with anybody in real time using technology, but we have to really focus on what Guy's saying here, which is the relationship and the way we communicate. And first and foremost, I will be the first person to say this too, because even though I don't do it as much as I should, I realize how important it is, hands down, it is being in real life with somebody. Being in real life with somebody. Guy, you and I, we talk multiple times a day, every single day, and I feel like at times we're connected at the hip, yet we don't get together in real life as often as I hope we should. You know what I mean? And likewise with the relationships that we have. If you have the opportunity to create and foster relationship in real life, it's the best path. And here's why, right? The way we communicate with each other, not everything is words. Have you ever gotten that text message from somebody and you're like, well, what do they mean? Is this positive or negative? Are they mad? Like, you don't even know because you're just reading the words, right? And then you start assuming all of these things like, oh no, they're like mad at me and I don't know what I've done. And really, like if it's me, I was doing voice to text and I screwed up 2 words and hit send without reviewing it. Again, there are going to be limitations across all of these channels that are different than face-to-face communication. What do I believe is the next piece above and beyond face-to-face communication, guys? It's virtual communication like this. The way I almost see this, guys, we are all in the same room right now, right? It just happens to be online. We are all seeing, for most of us, exception of Greg here, all seeing each other in real life. This is what's so powerful, because communication is only 10% words. Think about this. It's only 10% words. It's 30% tone of those words.
Right.
Anybody have a first name, a middle name, and a last name? If you do, raise your hand. Anybody heard your mom call you that first name, last name, middle name in a certain tone, and it meant something totally different? You know, the tone is something that's super important. And then the other thing, and again, if it's 10%, 30%, that's 40%, 60% of this is body language, right? The way I show myself, if I'm open, if I'm closed, if I'm friendly, if I'm not, all of that type of stuff collectively comes together. You can get tone in words when you're on a phone call with somebody, you know, but a video conference or face-to-face is going to be so much more powerful. So be aware of those things when you're communicating with other people. Sometimes, yes, it seems easy to just send out a text, send out an email, send out an email, but there are pieces that are missing in that. And if you're just doing those things to pacify hitting some type of goal or number for the week, like, okay, you got to do this. I understand it, but the goal isn't to hit the number. The number is so that you are on top of yourself to have those actual interactions. And I think the last thing as we sort of dialogue here that I really want to give out as this major thing, and I've that most people get tripped up on. Not every interaction needs to be about business, guys. Think about that. Every interaction, here's what every interaction does have to be about. It has to be about the relationship.
Right. You got to build that rapport.
100%, guys. Again, there are going to be people you're going to meet who will never be your customer. Think about this. But if you develop a relationship with them, you need to realize they know on average 600 other people, some of which could be your customer. But they're never going to share who you are, what you do, and how you serve to their sphere of influence if they don't already know, like, and trust you. This is why it's key to build relationships with everybody. And guys, relationships, just like sales and marketing, it's sort of a sorting business. You're going to find the relationships where people take more than they give. Guy, I've had plenty of relationships that have felt that way. I'm sure each and every one of you, it's like, oh man, it was like every time I talked to that person, it was take. I get off of that interaction, I have less energy coming out of that interaction. And now when those calls start to come in, I answer them a lot fewer than I did before. You know what I mean? Likewise, be the person who gives more than you take, and you're going to be amazed at how you become the conduit for so many people. And again, it's all about the relationship, you know, all about the relationship. So sometimes just calling somebody up and just checking in. Hey, how are you feeling? Hey, Jeff, how's that hip healing? You know, finally feeling back to 100%. I'm not going to know these things unless I build relationship with those people, unless I talk about, what are you doing? Where are you at? How's family? How's life? You know, it's not business all of the time. And then what happens out of relationship over time is you do business with people. Guys, I want to say right here, I built a relationship with Ruben. Ruben is an artist. Never in my life have I ever needed an artist until recently. When I wanted to do something special for a friend, and I was thinking, what's the most unique and special thing that I could do? Then I remembered I knew an artist. And I said, wow, a one-off commission piece of work would be so unique that it would show my friend that I'm thinking about them, that I didn't just send them a cat video. Hey, thinking about you. You know what I mean? It's about building relationship. And guys, relationship never stops. It never stops. Guy, you and I have been friends for almost 2 decades now. And I still feel like we build relationship every day.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean, guys? This is the same thing. And I feel like over the course of last year, 2022, when we did so many calls weekly throughout the year, that I was able to build relationships with each and every one of you. So much so, James, you and I have gotten together at least going on half a dozen times, right? And it's like, we know the spot we're going to meet at. We coming in, we're like high-fiving and hugging and stuff like that. And it's like, we're picking up just like old friends, you know? Heck, I felt like we were friends even when we hadn't met each other in real life because of relationship, because of just showing love for each other. You know what I mean? Think about what the world would be like if everybody just did that and said, how could I serve this person? Not what can I take from this person, but how can I actually share the love? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get off my soapbox here. Anybody have any questions, thoughts, tips, tricks, things like that? And Guy, I'll let you go first.
Yep, we're going to wrap up the live here, and then we're going to get into our relationship here within our network. The theme for the month, Tech Your Heart, celebrating love of the digital age. The topic for this week is the impact of social technology on relationships. I would highly encourage us. Okay, here's our homework for the week. Other than building relationships and inviting, I mean, Wednesday's our big thing, right? Invite to Wednesday. But I would encourage us all to make 2 posts this week on various platforms. I hope we could do 2 per platform. Post in your personal thread impact of the social technology in your relationships. And it may just be sending a message through your thread to your followers or your friends about gratitude and appreciation for them. That's it. Right? We were at an event where Michael Ray had said, take your phone out, pick 3 people and text them, say, hey, I'm just thinking of you. I want you to know that you're on my mind, in my heart, and I appreciate you. And that's as much as we need to do. But from that aspect, that's the ask this week. So if you're rewatching this, if you're watching it live over on YouTube, let's do those. And then also we're getting more active here and on our social platform. Comment, share, reshare. We're about getting this information out about everything that we're trying to accomplish in the world of business, in the world of technology, trying not to lose the race of life and making impact for each and every one of us, and just sharing that for other people to potentially come in and feel that love as well. So from us over here at LFI, we're going to stop our live and we're going to continue on. Have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow on Tech Tuesday at 2 p.m. with Kathy and